we can give to others is the gift of unconditional love and acceptance. The greatest gift we can give to God is our heart and life. This gift can include our time, talents, and service.
Delaney was the elder of the two sons born to Daniel and Elizabeth Delaney in the town of Paddock in the country of Leash in the year 1747.
There's a sweet memory that I keep in my mind, and sometimes I dream way back in time to the day I first held you and kissed your sweet face. Now these precious memories time can't erase. Sweet babe.
The family experienced huge loss and turmoil in its early years. Delaney lost his father and brother when he was still young. His mother had to send him several kilometers away from Paddock to Mount Rat to her sisters, making the difficult decision that he would be better living away from her.
There's a sweet memory that I keep in my mind, and sometimes I
Sisters,
dream.
I hand over the piece of my heart to you. Please look after him. He's the only hope of my life.
And sometimes I dream. There's a sweet memory that I keep in my mind, and sometimes I dream.
This was during the penal laws, when Irish Catholics were denied land, education, and ministry by the priest. Severe penalties were inflicted on Catholic parents who attempted to procure a Catholic education for their children at home or abroad.
Daniel received his early education in the head school near his home. It was there that a parish priest, Father Dennis, encouraged Daniel's desire for priesthood.
Ireland needs reformation. Go to France and be a priest.
As the public practice of Catholicism was outlawed by the British law at the time of 1763, Delaney, at the age of 16, was smuggled out of Ireland to France to study for the priesthood at the Irish College in Paris. It was a day of great sorrow when Delaney's mother had to say goodbye to her 16-year-old son, not knowing if she would ever see him again.
moment he was born, I held him in my arms and fell in love when he looked up at me. Barely 3 years old, he'd crawl into my bed, and I'd dry his tears from a scary dream. Lunchbox in hand, he climbed upon that bus, heading off to first grade, looking so grown up. The day had finally come to send him on his way. Tears of sadness, tears of joy. No words can describe the way I felt inside. He'll always be my little boy. The day has finally come to send him on his way. Tears of sadness and tears of joy. And no words can describe the way I feel inside. He'll always be my little boy. He'll always be my little boy.
Delaney attended the college de Lombard in Paris studying history. Towards the end of 1770, at the age of 23, he was ordained a priest. He then moved to the town of Saint Omer, where he soon held the chair of rhetoric in English College.
Penal laws had relaxed a bit. He returned to Ireland in disguise in 1777. On his return to his native land, Daniel found that the condition of the Catholics had worsened during his absence. Catholic education had been denied to the people of Ireland since 17th century. Poverty and hunger had turned the country into a land of misery and lawlessness.
In my dream, children sing a song of love for every boy and girl. The sky is blue and fields are green, and laughter is the language of the world. Then I wake and all I see is a world full of people in need. Tell me why does it have to be like this? Tell me why is there something I miss? Tell me why, 'cause I don't understand when so many need somebody. We don't give a helping hand. Tell me why. Every day I ask myself why.
The broken-hearted Delaney often recalled his stay in France, during which he excelled in academics. He was ordained a priest and taught rhetoric at the English College of Saint Omer. When he shared his desire to go back to France with his mother, she motivated him to to stay back in Ireland to impart traditional Catholic education to the community.
Delaney started with the establishment of Sunday schools for the youth of Tullow. He also formed a youth band to help teach his students hymns. Soon, older people of the community started to join these classes.
Pious people often receive divine guidance to execute God's plan. Bishop Daniel Delaney, in his solitude, received such holy guidance, inspired by which he became an enlightened soul and decided to form the congregation of the Patrician Brothers.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But in the adverse circumstances, taking that very first step needs extraordinary courage and determination. On 1st February 1807, Bishop Daniel Delaney founded the Brigittine Order of Sisters, and on 2nd February 1808, he founded the Order of the Patrician Brothers. The orders set up schools for both children and adults, and also for the rich and the poor. Passing the flame of Reformation, which he had lit for his beloved brothers and sisters, Bishop Daniel Delaney left for his heavenly abode on 9th of July 1814.
Who had imagined that a group of just 4 brothers would evolve to be a congregation of such a magnitude, which would be keenly working for the religious and literary education of the youth all over the world?
The brothers, the bearers of the flame of Bishop Daniel Delaney, work today in Ireland, USA, Australia, Kenya, Ghana, and India, in his belief which says, love God and live together in peace and in charity.
If you believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, and walk across the water, you feel defeated, falling on your knees and looking up for some hope tonight. You try to stand up, but you throw your hands up, like you no longer have the strength to fight, 'cause you've seen too many sunsets, too many days ending in the darkest night. But on your own, never know, never know. If you believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, and walk across the water. Believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, and walk across the water. If you believe. They say the army is safe, but it's almost like you lost your way. Take a few mountains, take a few breaks, fall behind now, looking for a place. Still need some answers, still out there, make for all the things you've done. 'Cause on your own,